Hey everyone, I'm going to read this book that my daughter Violet wrote called Return of the Rainbows. And I'm doing it because sometimes when you get older, your imagination needs to get back in shape. I know I'm a VA and you got to use your imagination, but when you're a kid, it's totally like on a way higher level. I'm like looking at myself there. It's on a higher level when you're a kid. So here we go. The Return of the Rainbows by Violet Francis Pedraza. Once, there lived a girl that loved rainbows, and she was locked up in a big castle. Her friends were named Coco and Lena. They started to climb up the ladder to get Violet. Violet was the girl that was locked up in that big castle. They were climbing up the ladder. They saw a big ornament that said 6-7, and they all shouted, 6-7. They were all so excited, but then they saw a rainbow. It was so pretty. 1 second later, they started flying. They slid down the rainbow. It was so fun. Violet said, I wish I can do that again. It started to get dark. Then they saw the rainbow fade. And another one. And another one. And then they saw a big Christmas tree. They put the 6-7 ornament on the tree. A nutcracker steps out behind the Christmas tree. Violet says, hello. Then he says, Lena, Coco, Violet, follow me. He takes them into his house. He has a dragon in his yard. The dragon licks them. They are so happy. The dragon is golden. Next, they meet this big dragon. It is so scary. But it is nice. They go into this obstacle course. It's the gauntlet, shouts Violet. What's that? They say. Oh, I shouldn't say that. The dragons were protecting them. Especially Violet. Then Violet becomes a dragon rider. After that, they see a sign that says thin ice. They have to walk over it. It is so scary for them. They barely make it. But then Violet opens her eyes. It's home. Violet yells, that was a dream. She was sitting in her chair drinking hot cocoa. She looked out the window. She saw 2 rainbows. The end. That is the best book I've ever read. It's probably the only book I've ever read, to be honest, but thanks for watching.